Welcome back to the Lemmings Hall of Fame Levels of Commentary video series, and we're going to be continuing with 10 more levels of the bronze rank. But before we do so, there is something that I want to bring up, and that is there were way more changes than I thought there were, going from version 12.12.5, yeah, to version 12.13 for Neo Lemmings. Yeah, and apparently I got a mix up here, and that is the um, fencer interaction with steel. That was actually fixed for version 12.14, not 12.13, if I brought that up. So if I did, yeah, then I apologize for the inaccuracy there of my facts. Oh my goodness, wow. Yeah, it's been like so long since like the transition from 12.12.5 to 12.13 that, yeah, that apparently I've forgotten, yeah, that there were way more changes, yeah, going to the next major version of 12.13, yeah, than I thought there were. And what did get fixed for 12.13 though is one that I reported, which was when you make a slider bash where he continues with more strokes than is necessary, and as a result of the fix, yeah, some replays may break because of how some things are now off by a few frames and stuff. But that just requires like few minor replay tweaks in order to get a functional like working replay again. So yeah. So those are definitely ones to check for, yeah, for any levels that deal with sliders. And as I've already mentioned, Lemmings Hall of Fame uses all the Neo Lemmings skills, including the slider and the laser, which are the final two skills added to Neo Lemmings stable. And excuse me. Yeah, and then there were like a bunch of others as well, but I can't quite remember all of them off the top of my head. There was one dealing with like passing through trigger areas unharmed or unaffected, and also one dealing with climbers where sometimes they survive a fault that they shouldn't. But it all depends on what they were doing before they were climbing or something like that. And then one big one was being able to step up, yeah, through like a thin ceiling under certain circumstances. Yeah, that has also been fixed as well. But it's a very obscure one, and like it could definitely come as very unfair. Yeah, because like most definitely players would not be expected to know something about that at all, and so yeah, that one was fixed. But yeah, it's like I said, there's plenty of changes, and if you want more details, you can always look on the Lemmings forums on the Neo Lemmings board. Yeah, look for the 12 version 12.13 topic. Yeah, and there's a detailed change log of everything that changed from excuse me, version 12.12.5 to version 12.13. All right, so with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the level solving commentary video now. Alrighty, next up, Bronze 11, Amongst Stars by Amorphous. There's that author name again. But yeah, as I mentioned, like a few times in the past, yeah, whenever that showed up in the either the Let's Play or level solving commentary video, yeah, I'm not familiar with that singer whatsoever, or if it's a band. And so I'm not familiar with the song either. Excuse me. I don't know what is up with my throat, just like randomly just fogging up. Alrighty, so once again, another one of everything. Yeah, there's way more than I thought there were. Okay, so first thing I do is stone in order to make a platform for the others. Okay, and then what's next here? Looks like I use the structure, so stack here. So only one steps on by, yes. So jump to use this structure here. And then use this to shimmy to get on over to the other side. And yeah, that's a safe fall. Yeah, even though it doesn't look like it, yeah, it is safe. It's nearly spot height though. And then make him a swimmer. Oh yes, yeah, that's a trap there. And then so make him a glider and then also a disarmer. So as a matter of fact, where does he land? Okay, so he either like landed on the trigger itself or just a pixel before it, but I'm pretty sure he would have to land a pixel before because like yeah, followers are not able to disarm traps. So yeah, and then Benson and Clone. Okay, and then this fencer over here, which is platform to the exit, where he'll have more than enough time to do so before the others arrive. Yep, and that's it. So, it can be a little challenging, but again, it's just a matter of observing where you need to send like a lemming and stuff in order to get your worker lemming and everything. And as you can see, this was also a L2 space style. Bronze 12, Nordskin. Yeah, I don't even know if I said that correctly. And this is John Henrik Zhaojun. Yeah, again, I do not know if I said that correctly. I'm pretty sure I butchered it. And yeah, I don't know the singer anyway. And so, hence, I don't know the song. And we have an L2 polar level here. Yeah, this one I remember finding a pretty bad back route in pre-testing. And it's more or less solid now, but like I think it's still possible to like be pretty efficient here and like save some skills. So mostly one of something. Yeah, few skills that you had 2, and then a digger where you had 3. So here I stack with first lemming. Yeah, one lemming slips on by here. Do a bash down here. Alright, and then we're gonna go ahead and build here. And then fence. Yeah, so now we're over the top, and then I go ahead and release the crowd by mining through the stack. It was just mostly some timing here I did. Okay, and then I dig like around the middle of the one we roll. Yeah, and then that's already it. So plenty of skills left over here. So you can probably figure that's most likely not intended. But I think nevertheless, Strato just said that my solution is acceptable. Bronze 13. Blizzard, Renitz. Yeah, again, I don't know if I said that correctly. And this is Subway to Sally. Yeah, I don't even know who that is. Yeah, if that's like a singer or a band. And we have an L2 medieval level again. Bronze 13. Yeah, mostly vertical, but some horizontal scrolling as well. So 20 jumpers and then 1 of everything else in 4 skill types. Okay, jump across. Yeah, and that's a safe fall. Okay, and then jump across this gap. And then, yeah, again, where the smoke, the side where the smoke comes out, yeah, the trigger's on the other side. I don't know if that's misleading or not. Yeah, but in any case, jump over the trap trigger. And then jump again, yeah, so that we land on the other side of the water. And then give him a floater. Jump over the water gap. Bets on through. And then jump over the exit. And then bash on through. And then I just stopped the basher after he breaks through the entire wall. Yeah, so that he turns around, and that's it. And then I max out the release rate. So plenty of jumpers left over here. But I don't think that's a problem since at least the other skills are used. Yeah, maybe the solution is just like a bit more convoluted than what you see here. Bronze 14 Wild Thing by the Trogs. I think it's Trogs. Yeah, I don't know who they are though. And then, yeah, definitely don't know the song. And you can see some tiles I'm mixing here since that chameleon trap, that's from the Ono rock tile set. Well, this is the L2 cave tile set. Okay, so either 1 or something or 2 or something. With ones that have a quantity of 2, just the jumpers and the bashers. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and dig before the trap trigger. Yeah, so this just gets us underneath the trap trigger, and yeah, we're also able to step through to the other side unharmed. Okay, so the digger goes all the way through. Then yeah, I stop the digger with the basher. And then yeah, I put a blocker behind the basher so that the basher is by himself. Okay, and then I mine to the left here. Okay, and then platform across the water. Yeah, torches are just decoration. Okay, and then jump across to land on the mushroom down here. And then we're gonna go ahead and stack to make a turnaround point. And then go ahead and build. Yeah, there's plenty of leeway here, so that we can reach the exit. And then finally, I just released a blocker with walker, and that's it. Yeah, and then max out the release rate. The sound of the music is a lot softer than I thought it'd be. I don't know if that's just the result of like me switching from Lemonade to Neo Lemmings. Although I highly doubt it though. Yeah, because at least it's the sounds are coming from the headset I'm wearing and recording from. Bronze 15, Fly on the Wings of Lem, by the Olsen brothers. Don't know who they are, and so I don't know the song either. But we are back to the L2 Beach Tower set, which the pack began with. So yeah, as you can see, throughout this pack, you're not necessarily playing those in the same L2 graphic set. Yeah, like you do in Lemmings 2 when you pick up a particular tribe. So here we have 6 jumpers, 1 glider, and then 2 everything else, and 3 skill types. Okay, jump over the clam trap and then stone. And then we're gonna go ahead and jump with the next lemming to get on top of the stoner. And then jump again in order to get on top of the shovel. And then here we're gonna go ahead and mine in order to get underneath the clam trap here. Yeah, and then also, yeah, this lemming also jumps again in order to glide and use the updrafts. Okay, and then I believe we just let the miner get stopped by the one-way arrows. Okay, and then mine again on the other side. Yes. Okay, and then once we're low enough with this miner, we're gonna go ahead and bash through the one-way wall. Yeah, and finally, all that's left to do is to bash through the can, and that's it. And then before I did that, I also maxed out the release rate. Alright, so managed to save 1 over the requirement and also save the stoner as well. So it doesn't seem exactly intended, but it's probably like pretty close to be deemed acceptable here. Bronze 16, Bonnie Portmore, by Traditional and Lorena McKinnon. I don't know who she is, and I am not familiar with another like traditional Scottish music / song here. Yeah, if it is like Scottish, but I'm guessing it is since this level here is an L2 Highland tile set. Alrighty, so mostly 1 or something with Bombers Warrior 2 and then 6 jumpers. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and bomb here, and then jump over with the next lemming to get over the obstacle, and then jump again. Okay, and then jump again to reach the boat. The sailboat here. Yeah, that's a pretty nice looking one. And then jump and then glide, so that we get on top of the flag here, and then so that we can turn around and then jump. Is jumping even necessary? I want to see her. No, he'll just go into the water. Okay. I knew there was a reason for jumping. Alright, and now once we land again, we're gonna go ahead and mine. Okay, and then we, just before we get low enough to hit the water, we're gonna go ahead and bash. And then we're gonna go ahead and platform once he's through. And then we're gonna go ahead and fence up to the crowd now, and then also put a blocker here. Yeah, so that stops the fencer himself. Okay, and then build across the water. And then finally blow up the blocker. And that's it. So, jumper and the swimmer left over here. So, again, might not be intended exactly, but just acceptable. Despite those leftover skills. Bronze 17, Bad Moon Rising. Credence Clear Water Revival. Yeah, I don't know who that is, and so I don't know the song either. So another L2 Shadow level here. Let's go. Okay, and we have an entrance on both sides here. Okay, on the left side, I go ahead and platform, and then same thing here on the right side. And then I just delayed the second one with a shimmy here. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and shimmy to get over the trap. And yeah, there's a secondary animation for the stopper trap as well. So it makes it clear that it's a trap rather than just terrain piece. And then go ahead and shimmy repeatedly to get over the top here. Well, except here I jump. Yeah, and then same thing here. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and dig this down now. And I do regret complaining about the timing being pretty tight here because this took a lot of trial and error before I found something that worked. Because like you lose even one lemming, you cannot pass the low since you need to save everyone. Okay, and then here, yeah, this is actually splat height. Yeah, because unfortunately he falls off before the digger removes enough pixels, so therefore I need to save him for the floater. Okay, and then go ahead and make him a climber. Yeah, now he's going to go ahead and dig this away. And then once this digger's low enough, I stop him by making him jump. Yeah, and then I go ahead and dig this away now. Yeah, because I think here... Yeah, so here I had to delay him by making him a shimmer in order to make him survive. And then it appears I did the exact same thing with the next lemming as well. Yeah, otherwise they would have splattered. Okay, and then I go ahead and stop the digger with a jumper. Yeah, now all this left to do is to dig this wall away. That's blocking the exit trigger. Yeah, and that's it. So yeah, I am definitely curious as to Strato's intended solution here because he told me that the timing's not too tight at all. But again, yeah, as I mentioned, yeah, I had to resort to a lot of trial and error before I found something that worked. Because more often than not, I often had a lemming splat. Yeah, when again, you can't afford that since you need to save everybody. Yeah, I think just from causing too many delays with the other skills, yeah, just resulted in me just running out of skills so that I could not save anyone else that was coming towards that spot fall before the digger was low enough. Bronze 18, the Lem Catcher's Song by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. So yeah, Mozart, another very famous composer. Yeah, wrote a lot of great music. But I honestly am not familiar with this song, I don't think. Yeah, unless it just goes by a different name. Yeah, that I might be more familiar with, but I'm not certain though. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna go ahead and make the first lemming a floater here, because this is splat height. Yeah, which you activate CPM and then would be the second line here. So yeah. So yeah, it is just splat height, I think. Yeah, and then go ahead and make him a climber and then jump. In the meantime, a lot of lemmings will that fall from the entrance will splat. And then go ahead and make him shimmy. Okay, he stops here, and then we're gonna go ahead and dig down here. So I think before there was a flamethrower trap on the edge here, but yeah, the feedback that Strato was given was to remove it because like it makes the less obvious when you need to like do the digger, but it still makes a really nice puzzle in my opinion. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and build across the water here. So as you can see, we can only afford 3 more losses here, but that's okay because he is coming to save them right now. So we're gonna go ahead and stack right where the splitter is. And yeah, it has to be exactly at the splitter trigger. Yeah, because if you move 1 more pixel, then the splitter is just gonna set off. So now coming on top of the stack and everything, yeah, now the splitter won't be able to be set off here by any lemmings. Okay, but this does make us platform for the others here. And then here we repeat the same thing as we did at the start. Yeah, jump and then climb and then shimmy. And now because this is gone, yeah, this allows the shimmer to keep on going rather than stop. Okay, and then go ahead and mine the crowd free. And yes, you can place this in such a way so that the climber turns around rather than goes on ahead and falls into the water and drowns. And which is exactly what Strato does in his intended solution. And then go ahead and build to get over the miner toe so that we can reach the X, and that's it. So yeah, if I had placed the miner more carefully, I would have been able to save 2 over the requirement here. Yeah, rather than just 1. So you can pretty much say that's entirely my fault there. That one certainly got some airplay. Now continue working on the album. Bronze 19. Go down Moses. 60 Lemmings 60. Oh, no, why am I even reading the requirement? I meant Louis Armstrong. Or Louis Armstrong. Yeah, he's the one that does What a Wonderful World, I believe. But I do not know this particular song by him. Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I do believe we've gone through at least all 12 L2 tile sets at least once. Yeah, as you can see, some of them are being repeated now. Let's go. Yeah, we already had an L2 Egyptian low before. Okay, so builderless low here, or constructiveless one. So dig here, and then the one lemming that slips by will also dig here. Yeah, this isolates him from the others. Yeah, due to the placement of the digger, they will fall into this steel block first before falling the rest of the way. Yeah, which allows them to survive the fall. Okay, and then the digger on the right will go ahead and dig down here. Yeah, to further into the level. And then, so yeah, I think it is just splat height, so yeah, he needs a floater. Okay, go ahead and dig down here. Yeah, we need to take a little detour first in order to mine through the Sphinx here. Yeah, this will allow the others to go on through further in the low. And then we're going to go ahead and mine here to make a turnaround point. Otherwise, he's just going to walk off the edge of the low. Oh. Okay, mine here into the steel to turn around. And then we're going to go ahead and shimmy to get into this little nook here. Okay, and then shimmy on here to get past the water. Yeah, we need to get over the top here in order to mine and make the ceiling thin enough for the others to step on through. Okay, then I'm gonna go ahead and release the crowd by digging. Okay, and then dig again. And then one final dig. Oh no, a miner to release them. Yeah, should be survivable even if it's a digger, but I think some of them who are not inside the pit yet will spot, so therefore it's safe to use the miner and stuff, or it's safer to use the miner rather than the digger. But yeah, the miner here is also important that you don't make it deep so the others cannot step up here and carry through the rest of the low. Very, very nice level, and as mentioned plenty of times, I love constructive list levels. And then finally, Bronze 20, Blue Monday by New Order. I might have heard of New Order before, but I'm not certain. So, but this song, I don't know it either. Yeah, I think I read there being plenty of songs that I'm not familiar with in this pack, at least compared to like Lemmings Open Air, for example. Okay, and then another L2 Circus level here. Okay, and then jump over to get over the ball. Okay, and then dig here. Okay, and then when he has dug out all the terrain, we're gonna go ahead and build. Yeah, so that he can turn around. Okay, and then send him up as a climber. And then shimmy to get on over. So he now drops on the other side. And yeah, this yeah, there's plenty of leeway there. And then bash on through, and then fence. And then bash through again. Yeah, and he would just keep going to the other side here. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and shimmy to get over the exit. Alright, and then finally release the crowd by fencing. Yep, and that's it. And the fencer keeps on going. Yeah, and then he turns around due to the ball. So, very, very nice. Alrighty, so that was 10 more levels at the bronze rank. So next time we finish up 10 more and hence the rest of the bronze rank. So with this, hope you enjoyed the part 2 of the Lemmings Hall of Fame levels of a commentary video. And I'll see you all next time.